For many years, Wicca, pagan, and witchcraft had been around for many centuries and decades. Today we'll be finding out more about what their culture is, what their religion is, what their beliefs are, and to get a few interviews from some Wiccans as well as maybe, just maybe, someone even more special on this documentary of the world of Wicca. Wicca, also termed pagan witchcraft, is a contemporary pagan new religious earth movement. It was developed in England during the first half of the 20th century and was introduced to the public in 1954 by Gerald Gardner, a retired British civil servant, and is a subgenre of paganism. Wicca draws upon a diverse set of ancient pagan and 20th century Hermetic motives for its theological structure and ritual practices. Wicca was founded in England between 1921 and 1950 and has been an active religious movement ever since, but it has since become popular and has gained more attention ever since the 1960s, becoming championed by those sectors of the women's and gay liberation movements, which was seeking a spiritual escape from Christian hegemony. As said by History Near East Beliefs, quote, "The belief in sorcery and its practice seem to have been widespread on the ancient Near East and Nile Valley. It played a conspicuous role in the cultures of ancient Egypt and Babylonia," end quote. Being a Wiccan or witch is generally not something you are born as or just wake up to one morning and decide to become. More often than not, you come across it by accident unless you were raised that way. Many find the philosophies of how Wicca and witchcraft view nature as the ones they currently hold. They just didn't know there was a specific belief system that shared the same views. Knowing these and how many can have so much in common also honor and worship a god and a goddess. These are traditionally viewed as the moon goddess and the horn god respectively. These deities may be regarded in a henotheistic way, as having many different divine aspects, which can be in turn identified with many diverse pagan deities from historical pantheons. We are here with a few Wiccans and pagans to get their opinion on certain questions that the general public would like to ask throughout the years. So, our first person I'll be interviewing is a beginner Wiccan, and I really want to know a few questions and answers from this person. Okay, so one thing I would like to ask is that do you think Wiccans and mediums are similar in any way? You know, like spirits, gems, crystals, any methods like that. Do you think, I just want to know, like, what is your opinion? Do you think there's any similarities between them?
I think that they're similar to an extent, like the communication with spirits and a Ouija board and stuff like that. Wiccans will do stuff like that, and if mediums use gems or crystals for rituals, that would be a major similarity. But doesn't mediums pretty much contact spirits?
Yes, mediums do contact spirits, and sometimes spirits contact Wiccans, even without summoning them, by looking at a flame, commonly, from what I experience. Thank you, though, and I appreciate your answer and your honesty. Let's get on to our next person. Next, I'll be interviewing my aunt, as she has a word and opinion on the matter. So may I ask, what are your beliefs in pagan and Wicca, and what does it mean to you? If it means a lot to you, then do you suggest it to others?
I don't believe in an actual god as such. I tend to worship the universe, nature, the moon, etc. I believe there are powers in those things that can help heal or even draw strength from. I don't tend to suggest it to others as they can be a bit judgmental, however. When I find a like-minded person, it's energizing.
Yeah, well, in Wicca, there are 2 days as such, I suppose. Moon gods and the horn god, like beings of nature. Do you believe in them or not actual God itself? Or just believe in nature itself?
More the universe, but I believe Wicca can elect a god or goddess, like high priestesses. Like we elect presidents and stuff. It would be the most knowledgeable one.
Throughout the years, people think that animal guides or totems are a part of Wicca and witchcraft, but are in fact not. Some people work with them and some do not. People believe you can reach your true potential with animal guidance and choose to do it that way. Most commonly, they are deeply ingrained in the history of Native American shamans and other tribal organizations and traditions, but developing a close relationship with such energy is also of benefit to the witch. In Wicca, gemstones have a big meaning in spells and for its properties. Each stone has a meaning and purpose like being holders of energy and is said to have healing properties. Some examples of what a few gems' meanings are: amethyst is used to stop anxiety and stress relief. Jade is used to heal the internal body, etc. Gems and minerals are a precious and interesting thing to Wicca, and one thing I believe that everyone should really know about witchcraft is that it is a modern religious interpretation of beliefs and practices that are as old as human civilization. In its modern form, its central tenet is to discover happiness through the will, to find your own individual truth. Well, I guess we can now come to the conclusion that, yeah, I don't believe it. I mean, who would? Not enough proof, really. But, that's okay. Hopefully we'll find out next time and get into more depth.